Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. How's it going? If you're new to me, it's the first time you're seeing my face. Hello, what's up? My name's Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening today. If you are not new to me, thank you for always tuning in, the continued support. Really do appreciate it. So today for you, I have my March TBR. It's already March. How is that possible? I feel like we just went through Christmas. Like, that's dumb. I don't understand how that's happening. Time goes by way too fast and it's insane and crazy. But you know what's even more insane and crazy? This TBR, because this thing is massive. And you're probably thinking, Jackie, you never complete your TBRs. Why are you setting such high goals? Because I can. Because one day I'll do it. And it might be this month. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, have yourself a seat, and let's get talking some books. Okay, so like I said, this TBR is massive, so I have broken it down into categories to kind of help keep it a little bit organized. And the first category of books I have is carryovers. I have one carryover from the previous month that I would like to carry over, and that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I did not get to this in February. I know. Before you come for me, I know. February just... poof, it was gone. But I have stayed true to the reading order of the SJM Readalong. So I will not pick up this current month's installment until I finish this one. So I'm going to be reading this very, very soon. And yes, you will be getting a reading vlog on this one. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I am still excited. I am still quaking in my little boots. To read it and find out what happens, but I just did not get to it. Poor time management on my part. Let's just be honest about it, okay? All right. Now for this month, I actually am only doing one arc, and that is a Readsy Discovery book that I picked last month. So when I was in that romancy feel, but the review is not actually due until this month. So I have carried it over to this month, and that is Love in Beverly Mills, Love You Always by Lauren Lacey, and it looks like this. As always with my Readsy Discovery books, I will not be talking about this one in my weekly wrap-ups, but you will get a full book review on it, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. And a little bit about this book, though. This is a second chance romance featuring childhood sweethearts, and it is said to demonstrate love's ability to sustain loss through tragedy and trauma. So I'm thinking we might get a little bit of humor, but a little bit more emotional depth for this one. So I'm really excited about it. I was very excited when I picked it up because I really liked the way the synopsis read. So I'm intrigued, and I'm a sucker for a second chance, and childhood sweethearts, I just eat that shit up. Like, you found your soulmate when you were 12. Like, fuck you. Awesome, but fuck you. Like, most of us will go through like a bunch of duds to find that guy or girl in that case, you know, but hey, that was your fate. And I'm excited to find out, what this story is about for sure. Now, for my read-alongs, I am participating in quite a few this month. The first is, of course, my read-along, the ABCs of Love read-along. And if you are not familiar with that, that is a read-along that me and Jen over the Book Refuge, I will link her down below, are co-hosting. And this is a series of books that I found through Kindle Unlimited and Amazon. I wanted to do the Alphabet Challenge, and I wanted to do solely romance books. And I found that they had created this collection, and it was already done for me. And the cool thing about this collection is that every single book features a different author and different tropes. So there is a book in here for everyone. And we've learned through our past two months installments that the books are interconnected. Not, you can read them individually of each other, but if you've read them in order, you get to see all the little Easter eggs, which is really fun to find. And I will link both live shows in the down box below, and the most recent one, which was C and D over here in the corner. Now, for this month's installment, we're working on E and F, and that is Eternal and Found. However, Eternal, when we were researching it, was no longer available on Kindle. So we were like, what? Jen actually emailed the author and got a hold of her. Eternal has been remarketed into a different book, so it could be part of a new series for her. So It is still Eternal. It's still our E installment, but this month we'll be reading Shielding His Heart by Nicole Blanchard and Found by Ellie Wade. And here's the graphic that Jen created for this month's installments. The cover has changed for Eternal, for sure. And both me and Jen were like, the cover makes us want to read this book even more. I'm pretty sure it's the half-naked guy. I'm not going to deny it. That's my reasoning for it. So you can ask Jen what her reasoning is for why the cover bumped up her want to read it. But however, the story is still obviously the same. Now, Shielding His Heart was placed into a book series called Battle, Borrow, Fire, and Rescue series, and it is the first installment. Found, however, is the second installment in the Heroes and Fire Station by Ellie Wade. And the ironic part is about the Heroes of Fire Station series is the first book is also starts with an F. So I don't really know why that happened, but it did. It's okay. We're going to go with it. It says that you can read these books separated. They're standalones within a series. So that's what we're going to go with. Now, Eternal, aka Shielding His Heart, their tropes are amnesia and second chance, so excited. And Found's tropes are a firefighter hero with a mean girl redemption. That's what we were able to find from the synopses. So I'm excited for this. So far, the books have been hit or miss. The first installments, A and B, weren't the greatest. C kind of was a dud for me, but D I had a really good time with. So they're starting to pick up momentum for me, and I'm enjoying that. So, the live show for this set is March 25th at 7:30 on my channel. So set your calendars, put a little reminder for you guys so you can come join us. And if you'd like to participate with us, here are the books. And our sign-up sheet for the panel is linked in the down box below. If you'd like to actually be on the live show panel, you're more than welcome. There's spots available, so just sign up and we will be glad to have you on board. Now, the other read-along I am participating in is, of course, the SJM read-along, except it breaks my heart because this is the final month, guys. Final month. If you are not familiar with the SJM read-along by now, well, it's over. This is the last month, but what it was a read-along that Jen over the Book Refuge created last year, and it started in April of 2022, where we were reading all of Sarah J. Maas's published works in publication order. And this is the final month for it. And the final installment is, of course, House of Breath and Sky by Sarah J. Maas, the second installment, the Crescent City series. I am really pumped for this book. I liked the first one, and I know you're still wondering when I'm going to get my review up. You will get a review. Trust me, it's coming up this month. So keep your eyes peeled. You will get it. But I enjoyed it, but it was so different from what I've been used to reading with Sarah that it kind of threw me for a loop. So I'm excited to get into this installment. Now that I have this version of Sarah, I'm wondering how much I'm going to love this one. But I have her very mixed reviews on this one as well. So I don't know. And I believe you get to meet a lot. You get to deal with Rune a lot more, which I'm excited about because I really enjoyed him from the first installment. So I'm excited, but I'm also heartbroken because once I finish reading this book, I have read everything that Sarah J. Maas has published. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm looking at this, I'm just like, do I really want to? Do I want to? Or do I want to wait until I know something else is coming out to like really, but I don't know. It's a very bittersweet feeling. It's a very, very bittersweet feeling. But I am excited about picking this up and finding out more about this story and getting to see more of Rune because I definitely really enjoyed him. The next read-along that I am participating in is actually a read-along hosted by my buddy Becky over at Beck Reads, and I am co-hosting this with her along with Kalani at Kalani Simply Me, and I'll link both of them down below. Becky asked me if I wanted to participate in this, and I saw the books. They looked interesting, so I said, sure, what the fuck, let's do it. And this is the Nightwalker read-along. Looks like this. And I will link Becky's announcement video for the read-along over here in the corner for you guys, so you can go check it out. So what this is this is a 6-book series, and we're reading 3 books this month and 3 books next month. And this is all about, it's a paranormal romance. And I believe each installment follows a different person. So this month's installment, we're reading Jacob, Gideon, and Elijah, all written by Jacqueline Frank. I know fuck all about this series, except that it is paranormal romance. I've never even heard of this series until Becky introduced it to me. But just by the looks of the covers and the brief synopsis I've read about each book, I feel very Anita Blake Vampire Hunter vibes, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So we're gonna give it a shot. The live show for this read along is gonna be March 26th over at Kalani's channel. The time is here, but I'm Central, and I believe it's gonna be 3 p.m. Central time if I did the math correct, but don't hold me to that. But I am excited about this. I'm also very nervous because I believe I am the virgin in this group. I know Becky has read these. I want to say Kalani has too, so I'll be repping for the newbies. I mean, it worked out great for Sarah J. Maas. It worked out fucking fantastic. So props that it happens again. But I'm looking forward to these. But I know nothing about them. Just that they're paranormal romances and there's supposed to be some super spicy scenes in it. And I'm like, sign me the fuck up. I like it. Let's do it. Now, there is one more readathon that I'm participating in, and that is the Romance Takeover Readathon hosted by Jen over the Book Refuge. And this goes between dates March 6th through 12th. But I will be doing a separate TBR video for this read-along alone. So I will be uploading that the 5th of March. So look for that. But you probably will see maybe some crossovers from this TBR to that one, just to pre-warn you. But I am taking part in that. And I'm super excited because I had a really good time. And she created bingo boards again. And I'm super pumped. Super pumped. Now, for my book club books, the Smut Club, hosted by Cheyenne over at That Tall Book Girl and McKay over Oh Hey It's McKay, is an online book club that they meet once a month, and we read books that are smutty. And this month's selection is Deadly Gossip by Brittany Nicole. I don't know anything about this book, except from what I was able to gather from the synopsis. It's a workplace romance. We have a married hero and a Hollywood actor and what sounds like a PR, public relations specialist kind of gig. That's all I know about this one. I've never read this author before. So this is completely brand new to me, so I'm excited. This one could be a thumbs up or a thumbs down for me. It could be in the middle. I don't know. It could be the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for St. Patrick's Day. I have no idea. But I will put the live show date in the down box below because I do not know what it is off the top of my head. But it looks like this, as you can see from my little graphic here. So it looks promising, and I'm excited, and I'm hoping it's smutty. We like the smut over here. We do. The next book I have for book clubs is my Red Witch and Bitchin' Book Club, and this installment was picked by my friend Cassie, and ironically, it's also Cassie's birthday month in March, so that was kind of cool that it fell, her actual month to pick fell during her birthday month, which I thought was pretty dope. And she picked The First Ravenmocker by Courtney Miller. Looks like this. This is the first installment to the Cherokee Chronicles. I've never heard of this series. I've never heard of this book, but this is going to be a reread for Cassie and a first time for the rest of us. And this follows 2 witches from the Cherokee folklore come to life in this epic tale. I cannot say this name, but it's also labeled as Whitefeather. Has to plunge in the dark world of witchcraft and become the first Ravenmocker witch to save his aging mentors from an agonizing death. All while dealing with the Stoneclad, because I can't say the actual name, evil cannibal witch who has killed his father and holds the secret that Whitefeather will need to help his tribe succeed. So we do have some Native American romance in the, or not romance, I don't think there's romance in this, a Native American story in this. That is all I got. That's the synopsis from Goodreads. Cassie loves this book. She spoke really, really highly of it, and so far everything she's ever suggested I've always liked. So I have high hopes for this one, but other than that, this is going to be completely foreign territory to me. I believe this might be my first fictional Native American book I've ever read. I've read a lot of nonfiction ones when I was in college, but this is probably my first fictional one, that I can think back far enough. So I'm excited. I'm excited to broaden my horizons and see what happens. So, yeah. My next category is my challenge category, and I'm participating in the Buzzword Challenge by Books and Lala, and I will link her down below. And the buzzword for this month is secrets. Here's my problem. Every book I have with the word secret or a derivative of the word secret in it, I have already read. Already read it. So I could do one of two things. I can either go find a new book that has the word secret in it, or I can count my secret vlog book as this is my challenge, because it is a secret to all of you. Not to me, but it's a secret to all of you. So I might do that and just have some fun with it. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes down the pike. But the idea for this challenge was to read down my physical TBR that I already owned prior to 2022. And the 4 books I have with the word secret or a derivative of it, I've already read recently. So within the last 3 years. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to reread any of these right now. So I'm kind of at a standstill with this one. We'll see what happens though. So it'll be a secret for me and you, and then it'll be a surprise for both of us. There we go. But my secret vlog book is a candidate for being that category. And again, if you're not familiar with my secret vlog is, I have read a book each month that follows under this theme, and they are all connected to me in some way. But March, you will be getting the secret vlog video. I don't exactly know when it's going to come up yet, but you will be getting it, and you'll get to be revealed what the secret is. But the hint for this month, or the hint for this quarter's vlog is, that's my name, but that's not me. And so far, I think I've given a hint to each book. So the hint to this book is, it is a nonfiction book. So let's see if you guys can figure it out. If you have an idea of what my secret vlog is, put it down in the comments below. Let me know what you think it's going to be. I'm not going to respond yes or no. I'll just, thumbs up that, I saw the comment, but I'm not going to acknowledge if it is or isn't correct. But I would just like to see what you guys are thinking and if you figured it out. So again, that hint is, that's my name, but that's not me. And this month's selection is a nonfiction book. Ooh. Now, for my free choice books. I have quite a few that were screaming to me. I probably will not get to all of these because of all the other books I have to read, but hopefully some of these I will. And the first one I have here is Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a recently hauled book. I'm very excited to continue with this. It is the second installment to the Adrienne Isilod series. We get to delve more into the political side of Cordova now that she is crowned queen, next to her vampire king. And we also get more backstory to Adrienne, which I'm really, really excited about because I want to fucking know. Okay? I want to know. I also want to know how her being cut off from her family by the end of the first book happens. So I'm excited. And I also need a Scarlett St. Clair fix because the Hades of Persephone series books don't come out until pretty much the end of the year, September and October. So needed a fix, and here's my fix. So there you go. Got myself. The next book that I'm tossing around is Jennifer Saint's Ariadne. I think is how you say that. And this is a historical fictional retelling of the Ariadne Greek myth. If you're not familiar with that, Ariadne was a girl who had a minotaur as a brother, and she ended up marrying Theseus, who destroyed the minotaur. And this is Jennifer Saint's take on it. This was my book of the month pick from May of 21, so it's been a minute on my shelf. But I was feeling it. It was calling to me, and I'm very excited about it. I hope that I will have time to be able to get to it because I just feel like I'm really going to like this. And I do have another book by Jennifer Saint that I own her Electra book that I also want to check out sometime too. Another book that I'm interested in picking up is Sister in Arms by Kaya Alderson. This is the historical fictional account of the real 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion. They were an all-black, all-women battalion deployed during World War II, and this is the historical fictional story of it. This was my book of the month pick for July of 2021, so I'm going back in the recesses, guys. I'm excited about this one. I remember briefly touching on this topic when I was in college, and I always found it interesting. So when I saw this one at Book of the Month, I definitely wanted to pick it up. So I'm excited to get to it. I hope I will get to it. Fingers crossed. And the last and final book for a possible free choice for me this month is Jennifer Cheverini's The Women's March, novel The 1913 Women's Suffragette Procession. This author, my godmother actually introduced me to. She gave me Mrs. Lincoln's Dressmaker, and I freaking ate it up. I could not put it down. And since that day, I have been slowly collecting all of Jennifer Cheverini's works, and I have not read this one. But a little known fact about me is many of you know I majored in history, but my emphasis area was actually women's history. So I would consider myself a women's historian. And this screams to my heart. So this is the one that I'm really excited about, because this is historical fiction again, but it's historical fiction about an actual real date. March 3rd, 1913, a very historical monumental march led by Alice Paul, Ida B. Wells Barnett, and Maud Malone. They marched to try to gain more states to give women the right to vote. And I remember studying this march. I remember learning about it. And I believe this is the march that is referenced in Iron Jawed Angels, which, by the way, if you've not seen that movie, go fucking watch it. It's amazing. It is amazing. My college professor, Jenny Barker Devine, introduced me to that movie, and I have watched it every March since. Every March, I watch it. Because if you haven't noticed the theme of my free choice books, they're all written by women. Either an author that I absolutely love or about historical figures, because March is Women's History Month. So I wanted that represented in my free choice reading. So I am going back to my roots this month, and I'm really excited about these three. So I really hope that I manage my time well enough and I can get to them so I can represent Women's History Month, and I can kind of go back home a little bit. You know what I mean? Now, for my final book, and this is the viewer recommendation, and I have been getting a lot more recommendations, so this has been updated. My Coke Bear. Gotta love the Coke Bear. So I have refilled this with all of the new recommendations that I've recently gotten in the last month. So I've got quite a few in here to choose from. So if you're not familiar with this, this is all of my viewer recommendations. I do have a book rec form down in the down box below that is up and active. Go fill it out. Feel free to. And then every recommendation gets put in this jar. And at the beginning of my month on my TBR, I draw one out and I read it, and I will give you a full book review on it. You might not get it in the month I drew it, but you will get it. Because I tend to read this book towards the end of the month usually, depending on the size of it. So let's find out what my recommendation for this month is going to be. I'm really excited because I've been researching the books that are in here, and I'm like, oh, these sound fucking awesome. I'm so excited. I'm also nervous because I have no idea what I'm walking into. No idea. All right. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, here goes nothing. Heartless by Elsie Silver. Okay, so I actually printed off all of the paperwork that I have you guys fill out because there's information on there. So let's find out about this one. So it is Heartless by Elsie Silver, and it looks like this. It doesn't look like it's in the series. It's romance, and the tropes that are listed here are nanny, single dad, grumpy hero, small town. I can go for that. It does not say who recommended it, so they chose to remain anonymous. So if this is your recommendation, thank you for your recommendation. And if you want to personally let me know, my Instagram link is in the down box below. Just DM me if you want to let me know who actually did this. And if there's any extra comment, there's no extra comments. So that's all I got. That's all I got on this one. So if this is your recommendation, you're going to get your book review here shortly, some point in time, and I will be reading your recommendation. So thank you. All right, guys, that's my TBR. This is going to be insane. But I'm excited. I'm always excited for new TBRs. I love them. I love the possibilities that TBRs give. So, as always, my book recommendation form is in the down box below, so go fill it out if there's a recommendation you'd like. And also, I have forgotten to mention this on my last 2 TBRs, but the day that I post my TBR video, I also put up a survey on my community tab where I pick 3 or 4 books that you as the viewer get to choose what I will review. So I will be listing those books some point in time tonight. So make sure you check out my community tab and keep your eyes peeled for that, and make sure you vote. I will be announcing the winner on my weekly wrap up on March 5th. So the first Sunday of this month. So that's when the vote will close. But yeah, I'm excited about this month. Good times. And also keep your eyes peeled for that TBR for the romance takeover readathon. So I'll see you guys all soon.